just have to take a look at my stream for a minute.
Yeah, I have it up.
Is it in Roll20?
Yeah, in Roll20, apparently there's a jukebox that we're supposed to be hearing things from, but I don't hear anything from it.
Now playing, nothing currently.
Yeah, there's nothing currently here. Now there should be something.
Now I can hear stuff.
Oh,
I
your
couldn't.
avatar looks different.
What does she look like?
She looks like your character.
Oh, it's working for me now as well.
Oh, good.
What did you turn on?
Al, it just got louder.
Yep, sorry, I turned it up for a second.
Now it got
So
quieter.
apparently,
okay, so it does work.
the Chrome has a weird thing with the WebRTC settings, but when I reconnected, it let me do it. I muted and unmuted the tab. I don't know why that kicked it into gear, but it did. It did make it very loud, though, so I'm going to turn that master volume level down.
If you go to settings, there's a master music volume level that you can change it on the page.
Yeah, you just missed us working with that.
I hear things.
Oh, good. Yeah, let's do...
Where is the master volume?
In the gear, right under display name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out.
There we go.
Okay. Well, good. So now I have that option.
Yep, and just make sure that nobody is broadcasting their actual voice through, because apparently, if it's picking up voice coming through from any of the players, it lowers the volume of the jukebox automatically, and it becomes impossible to hear.
Gotcha.
Mine's set to disable broadcast voice, so we're good.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. Nihon, you're here, right?
No.
Well then.
I knew I hadn't heard him for a while.
So what happened with the time?
Apparently yours just didn't translate it properly.
What time does it show on yours, Meteor?
6.
What time is it right now, Meteor?
6.
Well, it's 6:30 now.
Did we change our time or
it's past
something?
5 for me. It's an hour earlier on Thursdays only.
No, it's not that. My current computer clock says 5:30.
It's currently 6:30.
And what time zone are you supposed to be?
Mine says 5:30, but my timestamp said 5.
Firebutt?
Is your clock wrong, Firedale? Because I could have sworn you and I were in the same time zone.
We are.
Yeah.
That's why
I was
I'm
confused. Yeah, apparently it's supposed to. Yep.
Your clock must be wrong.
Yep.
Adjust date and time. Internet, change settings, update now.
Oh, I hear the thunder. It's freaking me out.
Sorry. Not much I'm going to be able to do about that.
It's going to be a dark and stormy D&D session. It's just what it is.
It's just ambience. It's actually storming outside now in game.
Nope, I just updated my time, and apparently the NIST.gov servers are an hour behind for some reason.
Is your Twitch set? Right now. Is your Twitch set to your proper time zone?
Should be, yeah.
Or not Twitch.
Shouldn't matter
I meant
regardless.
Discord.
Discord should always use local system time.
Discord was telling him the correct time.
Yeah, Discord was telling me correct, but my computer clock itself was an hour behind for some reason.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It's whatever service I had set up, so I just switched it back over to the default Windows one, and now it's correct. It says 6:30, so I apologize for
you're fine.
having an issue. My computer lied to me.
All right, since Nihon's
I blame Banana.
Let's go ahead and get started.
Oh, wait. Based on stuff that was said last time and the time before, I think you and everyone else may be misinterpreting the inspiration box on the character sheet.
How so?
Okay.
Because the inspiration box that's on the character sheet is for the DM granted inspiration.
Oh,
Bardic
yeah.
inspiration
You're right.
is just an effect that
You're
you
right.
get, and then you can use it once within like the next 10 minutes. There's
You are
nothing that
absolutely
you
So
right.
have
there's
to
not
mark
a
down
way
for
to
that.
easily roll with it. You have to actually just roll whatever the
You have to
inspiration die
remember.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you roll the d4. I mean, if we wanted to do it for that, that's fine. But if Meteor ends up giving out inspiration, then
That's where it
you'll have to
goes.
figure out how to track that.
Well, I mean, each character can only have one inspiration at a time, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're good. I just wanted to mention that.
Okay.
If you click the word on inspiration,
Yep,
it'll
I
give you the
just did.
details of it.
I just did.
Okay.
All right.
Also, just for clarification, because I heard someone say a D4 a minute ago, Bardic Inspiration, mine is a D6.
Yeah, I said d4.
Yeah. But it only lasts 10 minutes. So if I give it to you, use it.
Yep.
So if I give it to you, use it.
Okay,
Meteor.
why am I getting double?
Okay,
why am I getting double?
Double.
why am I getting double?
Toil and trouble.
Okay, I'm good. Apparently my stream decided to kick in on Twitch.
Gotcha.
Oh, so you were hearing the echo of your echo?
Yep. I'm good now. We're good.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go live.
Okay. I'm already live.
Ducky.
But yeah, I guess you could say I really decided to get into character.
Yeah, I love it. It looks great.
Hopefully next week I will have my motion capture so my hands will work.
Ooh. Yeah, I wish I could show it on my end too, but don't have time to set that up at the moment. All right. So, welcome back, everyone. It is now episode 3 of Curse of the Vistani. When last we left off, you guys had just finished an encounter against mimics in the basement here. And when you came back up, the magic shop had changed. It was no longer this pristine, everything in its right place shop. It was now dingy, run down, cobwebs everywhere, boxes strewn about. And Lilia had seen the two shop owners jumping down a trap door.
Located here.
And so you guys came up after fighting the mimics, and you were very paranoid about whether or not this trapdoor was actually a trapdoor, and rightfully so, as you had Callan's ghost servant check it out, and sure enough, it was a mimic. And so you guys all stood back and launched your attacks at it from a distance and killed it on the spot. Then you hopped down into the tunnel below to see this lovely sight of 7 full-grown mimics, realizing then that the mimics you had fought were babies, and that these were all full-grown adults. And so you promptly noped out and went back up into the shop. And that is where we left off.
We also barricaded the trap door.
Yes, you did barricade the trap door and put like all the boxes you could on it.
Yep. Because that is a no pull.
Yep.
Yep. We didn't want anybody else wandering around and stumbling into the no pole.
And yes, Moro is sitting on Callan.
Yep.
All right. So, you just came out of the hole. What do you say to everyone else? Oh, no, I guess you did already say things to everyone else and you barricaded. So,
Yep.
what do you guys do now? You guys are pretty spent after that battle.
My guess.
I kind of would like to go back to May.
Yeah, I was
and,
gonna say back to the guild hall.
We may want to let them know to not accept any more requests from the magic shop, just knowing what we know now.
Melody likes no poll.
That is what it was.
I will
Yup.
remind you guys that Banana's character, Lilia, joined you in order to go help the satyr that was with the...
Right, we
True.
need to go
Korean.
cure his fever or whatever it is.
Should we be
Yes.
taking this paper back to May as well?
It's
Okay.
evidence. I don't see why not.
Okay, so we'll take the paper as well, the to-do list, back to May.
Mhm. And I'll put that up on screen again for everyone to see. There. So this was the to-do list that they found on the floor upon inspection of the shop, as well as 2 health potions. All right. So, where to?
Can't use my Twitch chat at the moment.
I'm
We
guessing
should
to go
probably
heal the
go find the
satyr.
satyr. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, you leave the shop, and it is raining outside. Totally not because it's raining here in real life, and it's quite loud.
Not just ambiance anymore.
Yep. And so you head out of town and back over to the forest area. And it takes you guys about 30-ish minutes to get back there.
Need to add me to the map.
Yep, I do. You are correct. Let's do that. Let's get your color on there.
And Luna, please.
And controlled by Banana. And you want Luna, your panther. I need to get one set up so I can just get that easy.
Attuned to the gift that I got from the treant, I have to essentially focus on the object for the duration of a short rest, correct?
Yes. Basically, if you go to sleep, you'll be attuned to it in the morning.
I want to say it's usually about an
Yeah, it's an
hour,
Yeah,
but yeah, we just haven't had an opportunity yet.
right.
Could you do that during a long rest as well?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can do it
yeah.
during either. It's
You
just
can do
at
it, but
minimum it
during a
takes an
short or
hour.
long rest.
Okay.
All right. So you come back to the opening. There's still a few of the flowers strewn about that you didn't pick. And you walk up to the satyr. Who's approaching him?
See, knowing what we know about apparently this disease that he has being contagious.
But you did cure. You did cure it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nihon
He's currently
cured,
just...
but he's still not well.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the disease is out of him. You know that.
Okay,
for
so
sure.
he's no longer contagious.
Right.
Awesome. So, I mean, I would probably walk up or bound up, as the case may be.
All right. So he sees you coming, and he says, "Back! Stay back! You can't hurt him! Stay away!"
Hi, it's us again.
Who?
We literally helped you earlier.
I've never
Send some
seen you
bandage
before.
packing.
Stay away!
Oh dear.
Calm down, Taldir. You know these people. What? I do? Yes. They saved me before. Don't you remember? No? When did this happen? Not that long ago.
Today?
Today? All that happened today was I fought off some ogre and his buddies.
Yeah, and we were here.
I don't remember that.
Did your memory did you hit your head after we fixed your illness?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
But you're sure we can trust them? Yes. They are fine. Oh, okay. If you say so. But you better watch it.
I'm gonna glance back over my shoulder at Lilia and be like, we might, if you don't mind, if you could look him over for some kind of a memory loss as well, that'd be great. Make sure he didn't bump his head.
Would I know actually how to do that?
You have basic medical knowledge, so yeah, you would be able to check for like a bump or something on.
Yeah, you're mainly just looking for a bump on his head.
So I guess I would walk over to him and would you mind if I take a quick look at you?
He seems hesitant, but he's letting you. But he's like not taking his eyes off of you.
Okay, so what should I be rolling for that?
Medicine. All right. Looking him over, he doesn't appear to have any kind of bump or anything like that could have caused this.
Okay, well,
voice is the treant. It's this big tree that's behind the guy in yellow.
Yeah. Well, I'm not seeing any bump on the head or anything.
Pika, thank you for the $50 dono.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wow. Thank you so much. That was very unexpected.
So, other than apparently not remembering my friends, how are you feeling today, Mr. Sater?
Well, better than usual, weirdly enough, but still not great. And you can tell he does still have a slight fever. He looks, with your medicine check, he looks a bit weak.
Okay, so
all the signs that they had previously mentioned to you, you can tell.
So I guess I'll look at Saflin. So you guys picked up some medicine for him, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I probably have it because I paid for all of it.
You do?
So I'll walk up and kind of hand that over.
Moro's still sitting on Callan.
Yeah, and I'll kind of hand that over to Lilia. And be like, yeah, this is what we picked up.
Oh, thank you, Pika.
Oh, thank you. So, Mr. Sater, my friends here picked up a medicine for you while they were in town. I actually met them at the potion shop. If you'd like to try and take this, it's is said that it will make you feel much better. As I hold out the potion to him. I was there when they purchased this.
He grabs it and takes a look at it, and he kind of looks back, still hesitantly, back at Newt, the treant, and he just kind of nods at him, says, "Yes, it's okay. You can trust these people." And so he's like, "How many do I have to take?"
I believe there's just one.
There's a few in there.
Okay.
Basically, he just needs to take it until he feels better.
Okay. So basically, take it until you feel better.
Okay. How long will that take? It probably just be a few days.
I would say probably a few days.
Okay. Why are you people doing this?
Well,
You needed help.
yeah, and Mr.
How did you know I was sick?
Because when we came here the first time to help fight off the bandits,
apparently you
kind of collapsed after.
He kind of grabs his head, trying to remember.
Apparently you collapsed, sir, and they were very worried about you.
Okay.
And they asked me to come and take a look at you.
He says, "Fine," and he pops one and then puts the rest in his pocket. And Newt says, "Don't worry. I'll make sure he takes them."
Thank you, Mr. Treant. I appreciate that.
Thank you all so much. Anything else you guys wanted to talk to either of them about?
Is there anything else I should be checking into while I'm here? Should we be doing something with the Herbal Kit or something?
The Herbalism Kit. Go ahead, Lily.
I was going to say, I figured the kit was more just a way for you to be able to hand wave that you could create your own minor herbal remedies.
Oh. Yeah, see, I'm new to D&D. I wouldn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your Herbalism Kit basically allows you to make your own medicine and stuff.
Okay.
Like you can make fever-reducing paste and things like that, that instead of having to use potions for every little thing, like minor illnesses and stuff.
Okay. Should I be making something to leave with him as well, or?
We purchased something in this case, so I don't believe so.
Okay.
Hi, Melody.
Hi.
If anything, it would be considered an asset to your medicine check.
Why do I need to be on camera? I just wanted to read the DM.
Yeah, anything else you would have found or not found in your medicine check? So you looked him over, determined that, yeah, from what you can tell, he's just coming off of his illness and should be better in a few days.
Okay.
I want to read the DM.
Oh, okay.
I was curious. Oh, yay, how sweet.
Sorry. All right. So are you guys heading back then?
At this point, unless they needed something else from us, we were only coming back to make sure that that tall deer was okay.
Right. All right. Yeah, they tall deer seems very keen on you guys going away now. He's still nervous about you and wanting to protect Newt.
I'll still pop over to him and pat him on his head before we leave.
Careful, he's kind of suspicious of us right now.
Yeah, I
Really?
wouldn't mind coming back later when we have a better grasp of things to make sure that his memory hasn't been somehow messed with, but who knows?
Yeah, so you go over and to his other side and kind of pat him on the head, and he's kind of a little startled by it because he didn't see you come up, and he just kind of like holds his staff over towards you, but
I'll
he
pat
doesn't
his
do
staff
anything.
too.
Just you pet his staff, and he just kind of looks at you. And then you guys head out and go back to town, which takes another like 30 minutes. So at this point, it's like getting later in the evening, like 5-6 o'clock, around dinner time. So
Would the guild hall still be open?
yes, guild hall would still be open.
So I would say
We
guild hall
also,
and then take a rest.
yeah, and
Okay.
we do have 2 more objectives for the guild hall also.
Yep.
But wouldn't this be an urgent thing to let them know about?
Yes. I'm just saying that we won't be completely done with the guild hall anyway. Just we will have to come back later also. But we can kind of go back kind of urgently and let them know not to take any more of the magic shop quest.
Mm-hmm. All right. So on your way back to the guild, you notice that Callan has just been like really quiet and like head down, kind of like that.
I'm kind of gonna poke at him and be like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. I'm not sure if I should stay with you guys. I've been kind of useless.
No, you were a big help. You threw that magic rock at a bunch of bad guys and the mimics.
But
And more useful than me.
My sister was right. I'm just gonna slow you guys down.
Callan, you've been more useful than me. All I've done is healed one person.
I don't know. Maybe I should just tell my sister she was right.
Cross chat. Said. XC,
I
melody
don't
underscore pond underscore, LOL. Nice smiley.
I mean, if you feel that you're better off staying behind, then I won't stop you, but don't stay behind because you think that you weren't contributing, because you did.
I just don't know.
Well, why don't you stick with us until we finish all of the objectives that your sister gave us, since there's still 2 left, and then you can decide then.
Roll persuasion.
Okay.
With advantage since Lilia was helping.
So let me see.
Should I roll it too?
No, just her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just turning on advantage.
The advantage is you helping her.
Okay.
So she rolls twice and takes the higher number because you're both 11s.
Same number.
Yeah.
So you're not sure if you've convinced him or not.
Yeah, it's not the best roll.
Mm-hmm. So you guys make your way to the guild hall. It is still open. Still plenty of people. Guild halls have late hours. So you go in, and I assume you're going up to May?
Yes.
All right, so May's just at the counter, messing with some papers and things. And she sees you come up, and... Hang on 1 second. So she sees you guys come up, and she says, "Oh, hi! Welcome to Fata Ora Guild Hall. Our motto is no job too small, no problem too big. We'll take care of them all, then have a swig. How can I help you today?"
We got a quest from you earlier, and there was a small hiccup with one of them. We did resolve it ultimately, but we wanted to kind of give you a heads up.
From who?
From you, I guess they said?
From me? I've never seen you before.
Yeah, you gave us a quest and you sent Callan with us.
Callan?
Oh no.
I have a feeling there's something wrong.
I have a very good eye for faces, and I'm pretty sure I've never seen you before. Are you sure it wasn't one of these other lovely ladies at the counter?
No, your name is May, right?
Well, yes.
You're the only person we've met here.
And Callan speaks up and says, "Yeah, sis. See, hi, I'm right here. This is the group you put me with." She looks at him and says, "Sis? Okay." So you mentioned a quest? I guess I can check that for you. See who your quest advisor was.
You still have the paper?
Yeah, do we still have the paper with the task on it that you gave us?
Yeah.
So hand her the paper.
Mm-hmm. So she takes the paper, then she goes and ruffles through her paperwork. And as she is doing that, she pulls one out and is like, "Huh. That's interesting. According to this, it was me who gave you this quest. Huh." And she ruffles through some more paperwork.
It was just this morning.
This morning?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. She's ruffling through paperwork and she pulls out your guys' forms that you filled out and just like kind of looking them over. It's like, that was just this morning. That's so weird. I don't remember you guys at all. It says I gave you 3 quests this morning. Okay. I apologize, I guess. I just don't remember. That's weird.
Can I look to Sappho and be like, something's weird. This is now 2 people who don't remember you guys.
Well, you I've seen before. You've come in here a couple times.
Yes, hello. Hi again. I met up with these guys a little while ago at the potion shop.
Firedale, stop meowing.
Hey, are you sure it's not me?
Could be.
Meow.
I don't think you were one of my guild people, but
No. I met up with these guys after they came to see you.
Okay.
They asked me to come help a certain satyr that they met on their quest. But he didn't remember them either, so something's a little weird going on here. The nice treant that they met. Remember them, but
Callan perks up again and says, "You're acting weird, sis." And she looks at him and says, "Why do you keep calling me that?" Like, "'Cause you're my sister."
What would I roll to see if something's not quite right? Would it be insight, or would you want me to roll something else?
What exactly are you trying to check?
Trying to check to see if the reactions are unnatural.
Like memory modification?
If she's
in maybe an arcane way?
Like if she's faking it, or if she actually doesn't remember.
Do you have detect magic?
No, I don't have that one yet.
Okay.
So you're checking to see if she's being genuine or not?
I suppose I could do that, but I was more trying to think, like, is there a way that I could, without detect magic, do some kind of other check, but there may not be. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not the only thing I could think of would be an arcana check, but not sure how telling that would be.
Okay, so yeah, I'll try an insight check and see if she's being genuine, or if this is all just one big prank on Callan.
Okay. All right, go ahead and roll insight then. With a 14, she seems very genuine. She is very confused and has no clue who you guys are.
Well, whatever is going on here, she certainly believes it to be true.
So Callan was talking to her, and she responded with, I've never met you before. I'm not your sister. And Callan just kind of starts having like a little mini panic, like, what? Of course you are. We've been brother and sister our whole lives.
That's typically how it works.
Yeah.
Can I kind of interject and be like, well, what the quest that went kind of pear-shaped on the ones you gave us involved a magic shop, and can I cast my minor illusion cantrip to create an image of the shopkeepers that we dealt with?
Yeah, you could create a like small image. You wouldn't be able
like
to
a small
create, like,
version of them.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I can make an object no larger than a 5-foot cube.
That's a cantrip, right?
Yes, it's minor illusion cantrip. It's my innate ability.
Yeah, you could do that.
And be like, have you ever interacted with these people before?
Not sure. I don't specifically remember them. Who is he? Who are they?
We were assigned a quest to deliver ingredients to a magic shop, and these were the people who claimed to be the owners of the magic shop.
Okay,
but
yeah, the magic shop quest, right? He wouldn't have come to me to schedule it.
Right, but if they actually did own a magic shop in town, likely you'd have seen them around town at some point, right?
Well, I think they just recently purchased it because the magic shop's been vacant for a little while.
It was.
They must have just purchased it. They must be new to town.
Yeah. Go
the,
ahead, Lily.
The magic shop is empty. It's just a bunch of boxes and cobwebs. They went into a magic shop, I thought, but there's nothing there. Just mimics in a basement.
Okay, and since Lilia didn't see the illusion, I'll kind of jump in and be like, there was something weird with the place because we all saw a clean magic shop that looked like it was on the almost ready to be open. And when Lilia came in after us, it looked like it was vacant.
And I seen two people jump into a door, and I heard them screaming from the basement.
Oh,
it did not look like a shop when I came in.
Bunch of mimics in there. There's a lot of them underneath the trap door in that shop. We kind of blocked it off. You may want to tell people to stay away.
You guys survived mimics?
Yep.
Yes.
Wow. That's impressive.
Also, there was this
fully grown
that we found in the what was called a shop. It's a paper that they left behind. It's apparently a to-do list that sounds very, very sketchy.
So are you?
And I place it. I place it on the desk.
So she looks it over and it's like, "Oh, that's troubling."
Yeah. So maybe I don't know who you would need to notify for this, but if y'all get any more requests along that vein for the magic shop, maybe don't send people there without letting them know that there are full-grown mimics hanging about.
Oh, and Saflin?
Seems a little dangerous.
Saflin?
We'll send some more experienced adventurers to check that out.
Yeah, I don't think that's a Class E adventurer task.
If there's mimics, definitely not.
Saflin? I don't think I asked this before, but what was the ingredient that they asked you to go fetch?
They asked for dream lily flowers, which is why we were in the forest in the first place to meet the satyr.
Miss May, do you know if that would be any particular thing that would be needed for something on this list?
It's not all that specific, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, I just thought maybe...
It's not really specific of what the other stuff is.
Okay. Just thought I'd check and see.
Yeah, no. I didn't write it, so...
Because I don't think the actual quest said what we were looking for, correct? Just a fetch quest, non-specific.
Right.
Okay. I kind of did that so she knew what they were asking us to do.
And while you're all talking, Callan is looking very stressed out, and
I'm finding it weird that she remembers me, but none of the other group.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the rest of us arrived in town literally this morning, for the most part. So we're all new to town. None of us are local.
There's something else that happened to everyone except her.
I'm wondering if it was the ring.
Well, yeah, there was the blood.
And the illusion and everything. I'm wondering if something was cast on you guys and not me because I didn't go in.
So
that would be an Arcana check for our characters to know literally anything about that.
Yeah, if you guys want to use Arcana to try and check yourselves over, you could do that.
Since I'm being remembered, do I even need to do it?
Oh wow, I might know something.
Yeah.
That's a really solid roll.
Hi, Abby.
That's a dirty 20. It's a natural 19.
So with a 20, all of you except for Lilia definitely have some kind of dark aura about you that wasn't there before. Possibly a curse with a 20. So
why wouldn't that have been detected at the potion shop? That's weird.
Say again?
Maybe it didn't get implemented before the potion shop.
Yeah, so I kind of share with the group, hey, something seems weird about our auras now. I'm not quite sure.
While you guys were checking yourselves over, Callan went back to arguing with his sister, and he's like, "This isn't funny. I'm gonna go tell Mom on you," and just kind of runs off.
And if we're affected, he's probably affected too. We probably shouldn't let him run too far.
He's most likely running to tell his mom.
Moro fetch.
Do you actually have Moro chase after him?
Yes. I think Moro should grab him and sit on him again.
Alright, he grabs him before he gets out the door and sits on him. It's like, what are you doing, you stupid animal?
Luna, block the door, please. And Luna goes and sits in front of the door.
I gotta go tell my mom.
Callan,
she'll set her straight.
Callan, if your sister doesn't remember you right now, I don't think your mom will either. Saflin just said there's something going on with your auras. I don't think it's safe for you to take off right now. You're better off to stick here with us until we figure out what's going on.
And Lily. So your character might be thinking about something as well and wanting to check on something.
Lilia or Lily?
Lily.
Okay.
Firedale 2000.
All right, what is
Saflin.
that particular
Sorry,
thing?
Banana.
Because I'm remembering my
Having
street
too many
performance
issues.
right now, but I don't think that's particularly relevant.
So
BananaPopsikul.
you might be thinking about your own mother.
It's already working.
Oh. Okay, yeah, so I'll go ahead and pull out the sending stone.
With the mother talk, you that would probably kind of ding in your head, like, oh, what about my mom?
Yeah, she hasn't called me yet, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
I would have expected her to have called me by now. So I'll go ahead and I'll fish out my sending stone. And I'll use my one charge for the day to kind of reach out to the paired sending stone. Be like, hey Mom, it's Saflin. Things are kind of weird here. It doesn't seem like people can remember us anymore after we did this quest. Are you okay? Can you remember me?
I'm hello? Who is this? How'd you get this number? Or how'd you get this stone?
You gave it to me when I left this morning.
Who is this?
Oh dear.
Wait, it was working.
So this might be a weird question since you don't seem to remember who I am. Do you know of anything that would prevent someone from remembering somebody else? Like a curse or something?
Is this a prank call?
I really wish it was.
She hangs up.
Damn it. Okay. Well, whatever it is, it's impacting more than just the people in town.
Mm-hmm. So from what you guys can tell, everyone you've met has forgotten who you are.
Except for me.
Except for Lilia. Mm-hmm.
This be weird.
And May says, so you were trying to turn this quest in, right?
Yes, I believe they are. Well, they went into the...
To let you know it was completed, although unorthodoxly so.
All right. Okay, so that was 10 gold for that quest. So she addresses Saflin, who is listed on the forums as the party leader.
Right.
And pushes the 10 gold your way. You were given 2 other quests too. Are those ready to turn in?
We're still working on those. We felt like the results of this one were urgent. We wanted to let you know sooner rather than later about the mimics.
Okay. That's fine.
And the hoax magic shop, obviously.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely have someone go and check that out who's a bit more experienced.
Good, and I'm gonna kind of turn to the group and be like, I don't think there's anything else we can do here right now. So, did we want to go and maybe grab a bite to eat and try to figure out our next steps?
That sounds like a good idea to me.
That sounds reasonable, yes.
May hears you say that, and she says, well, you could just go to the tavern upstairs. It's adventurers only. Just like the rooms. We have food.
Sounds good.
And lodging. All upstairs.
Can Luna come up there with me?
Were you guys wanting to buy some rooms for the night?
What's the rate?
For adventurers, it's 2 gold a room, and they each have 2 beds.
One night?
Yep.
Sounds like 1 gold per person, essentially, because of the bunking.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll hand over 1 gold for
half of what you just got.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can pay out of that.
Yeah, it's literally a half of what we just got.
Also, Firebutt, how come I don't see you in Roll20?
Yep. Firedale's not in Roll20.
There he is.
Yes,
there he is.
I'm there.
You disappeared. I didn't see you as active on there.
I hadn't said anything there in a bit.
So you guys pay for the rooms, and she directs you to the tavern. It's not a tavern, but it's like a mess hall type of thing. There's 2 stairs on either side of the room. The stairs to the right lead to the rooms, and the stairs on the left lead up to the mess hall area, and there are halls connecting them upstairs as well, so you don't have to come down and back up.
Assuming that the room cost is just for the room, not for the food.
Correct.
Okay. So we have a room. Well, we have a few rooms.
I'm guessing
do we want to all just convene in one of the rooms for now?
Sure, that sounds good. Or should we?
Mm-hmm.
Can we grab food and bring it back to the room?
Yeah, you could do that.
I don't see why not.
That way we kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
I mean, yeah, we all do have a week worth of rations in our starting gear, but it's not the tastiest of food. So we could grab actual food from the tavern first.
And then go hang out in the room and talk.
Mm-hmm.
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 Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Do we actually have a scene for the tavern?
No.
Darn it.
Not like a one that you can see, unfortunately.
No combat map as of
Right.
yet. For now.
I could probably get one made up for you guys. But it wouldn't be there now.
But yeah, so I guess kind of look around for wherever the food is available.
Yep.
Wherever the
So you guys
kitchen
make your
part of
way-
this tavern is.
You guys make your way up there, and it is kind of set up like a tavern. There's like a barkeep and all that. Because, adventurers, that's the type of thing they like. So it's kind of modeled after that. And what food are you guys wanting?
Probably just
How can I help you?
Very basic fare at this point for Saflin. Hi, we were looking to get a quick meal. Had a long day of adventuring.
Sure thing. Anything specific?
What's available?
I mean, Saflin's probably just looking for some very basic, just like some bread and meat right now, especially meat for the 2 animal companions.
Yes.
I will say meat as slowly and as clearly as I can. Meat.
Oh, you got plenty of that.
Yes, meat will be fine.
Me too, please.
All right, so he goes back and gets some meat and bread. Anything to drink?
I tilt my head like I don't understand.
There's usually like ale, wine, water, milk, things of that nature.
If you could, your finest milk.
Oh, milk sounds good.
Oh yeah, sure. I got plenty of that.
Cat milk.
Right. That's why I mentioned it.
That milk's all around?
I'll just have some ale.
Ale? No problem. Alright, so he goes back and gathers it all up. You can sort of see back into the kitchen while it's being made, and then he brings it out and gives it to you guys, and you have food now.
Okay. How much does that run us?
Oh, for all of it, let's see. For 6 people, food, drink, some alcohol, milk. Probably be like a gold for all of it.
So I'll go ahead and pay that out of our reward as well if nobody has objections.
Well, I was going to say I'll pay it since you got my room.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Add a character. Who's the 6th? Is Kellen still with us?
Yeah, Kellen is still with you.
We probably picked him up at some point because Morrow went fetched.
Kind of dragged him.
Morrow stopped him from leaving the door, and I stuck Luna in front of it. And I asked Luna to sit in front of the door to stop him from leaving. So
he is sitting down with you guys now. He's not trying to get away at the moment.
So I'll put gold piece down on the bar and slide it over to the barkeep. So this should cover it, right, sir?
Sure will.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, love.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Right. Kind of take the food and head back to one of the rooms.
All right. So you got 3 rooms. Who's bunking with who?
Well, I'm really certain that those with animal companions will either. I think Pika's going to use less of the room from the sounds of it, because it seems like San is going to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
So I will, if the option is available, I'll ask if San is willing to bunk with me. Share a room.
She says sure. For those of you watching, Pika has to be a little bit quiet because it's kind of late where she is. So she's talking in the chat that you guys can see.
Okay.
All right, so Pika or San and Saflin.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is bunking together?
I'm getting all cozy with Lilia.
I was gonna say
I saw that coming.
I'm fairly large, so I don't know.
Callan's pretty small, so that works out.
Apparently so.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
So you all wanted to go to one room for now, right?
Right. We all wanted to meet into one room just to talk.
All right.
About what went down.
And this random arcane thing that I figured out that something's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I guess we would all pile into my room, I suppose.
Sure.
I mean, Pika, he can always sit on him. Yep, instead of Morrow. Callan definitely won't be able to get away then.
Yeah, the screen had stuff on it from several sessions ago. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think only the person who drew it can clear it, correct?
I can
or Meteor, as who's DM.
Well, yeah, you can, Meteor, but I figured out how to measure things.
Yay!
Yeah, I figured it out also. I got it to work today.
How do you do it?
have to
I needed
click-
to actually have the icon selected for measure rather than select.
Yep.
Yep. That'll do it.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if it was the measure tool or not because when you hover over it, it says all the snap options, which isn't super helpful.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so basically we'll take a brief food break in one of the rooms and kind of just discuss what was going on and distribute out the
Loot.
things that we
The loot
received.
and rest of money for you guys to split.
Yeah, and you can divvy up the money.
Yeah, divvy up our money that we found. And everything. So we have 5 gold left from our reward from the party reward. I don't remember how much the rest of you looted or if y'all are sharing that. So I will leave that up to your individual characters if you're sharing what you looted.
I don't remember who looted from the mimics.
Pika did.
Right.
I know for sure.
I didn't track how much was looted.
Because I mean, because I tried to investigate and I failed both times, so I didn't find anything.
Yeah,
9 gold from the mimics.
There were human bones from the mimics, gloves, tattered cloth, 9 gold, 6 gold, and the javelin.
And I think you gave the javelin to Nihon, correct?
Nihon, yeah.
Yes.
Nihon has the javelin.
Right.
Then you have 15 gold to divvy.
Plus there was 2 potions, and San has 1 and I have 1.
Yep. 2 potions.
Right, I figured the potions were already distributed where they were going to go.
Yep.
So I'll go ahead and put the 5 gold that was left over from our reward onto the table, and so we can divvy it up.
Well, I think you guys should split that between you since I wasn't part of that quest. But I do think the 15 gold that was looted from the mimics in the room, we can split between us, possibly? That makes sense?
Okay, so that means each of us gets 1 gold from the 5 gold.
Minus me.
Including Callan. Well, because Callan. That still makes 5.
And I did say minus me.
Yeah. The initial quest was 5 gold.
Yeah.
And there were 5 party members.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So I'll hand 1 gold out to each of the party members from the quest.
I'll put it in my money pouch.
Indeed.
Okay.
And if we split the 15 up 6 ways, it's 2.5 gold each. Which would be
Son
what?
puts all the gold on the table, we think.
Okay, so what I'm hearing basically is somebody gets 3.
Unless we split it down into silver.
I mean, did we loot it as silver? Because currency is physical in D&D.
Can't we ask the guild hall if they can swap
I was going
it?
to say, there's literally a tavern.
Yeah.
Need underscore a
We could have
underscore
paid
user.
for,
Set.
food and stuff in a
Greetings.
different way. Or
Okay.
requested a change.
Yeah, can't we
Sure.
convert it
What was
so
the
we can
question?
all split?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With money, you can convert it however you want. It's not like
a underscore user.
if you
Peter's
have
not
gold, you
gonna
only
hold us
have
to
gold.
it.
Yeah.
You
You could turn it into platinum. You could turn it down into silver. However you want to split it is fine.
But do we have to go to like a tavern to get it? So we can just literally say 15 divided by 6 of us is 2.5.
Underscore a
Correct.
underscore user.
Okay, so 16 gold comes to 160 silver.
Is it 16 or 15?
Oh, it's 15. That's right. 150 silver.
So it's 25 silver each.
So it's 2 gold and what? 2 gold, 25 silver?
2 gold and 5 silver.
Oh, 2 gold and 5 silver.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So... Okay. So we can split that up. And then we'd have gloves, tattered cloth, and I think that's it.
Alrighty.
Oh yeah, could we add our characters to the
Do
room?
we need to? How long are we planning to stay in these rooms right now?
Well, do we want a long rest or what?
Well, we'd be in our individual rooms for that, not a single room.
Oh, you want to actually add the people in here? Sure. I can do that.
Question. Is there any point in mending a tattered cloth? Probably.
It was a remnant from somebody who was likely eaten. Probably
if you're
not.
asking about the mending spell,
yeah,
it wouldn't really do anything to a tattered cloth.
Okay.
That's
It
more
wouldn't,
for
recreate the. It's more like if there's a tear in something, it's not going to
fix.
recreate
Got
what
it.
it was tattered from.
Right.
So
It's like
say
if there's
for-
a hole, you can mend the hole.
So say for example, if Saflin's loot, because you have a loot, right?
Yes, if my loot was broken, you could mend it over time.
Okay. Or like if there was a crack in it that made it sound weird, I could mend the crack.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, the mend spell is restricted to the size of the object, and it's a repair spell. It's not a regrow spell.
BananaPopsikul said, "Thank you, tongue sticking out. It's made for the D&D specifically."
So, I mean, at that point, we've distributed everything else. Do we all depart to our own rooms to do our long rest?
I thought we
wanna
wanted to
check
talk.
everybody's hands.
Yes.
I
Okay.
just start walking up and looking at hands very carefully.
Should
and I did mention
be
that we
doing
were
that
cursed.
Sure, you can all check yourselves over.
I'm looking for little red
Roll
spots
perception.
where things got pocketed.
Perception, or should I be
'Cause-
doing medicine as well? Well, no, medicine wouldn't do anything.
Perception or medicine.
Because
Should be
I
fine.
remember blood.
I think I'll do.
Yeah, we were
perception.
bleeding, but it was like it was a pinprick essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't, but I guess I'll.
Right.
Do I get 2 rolls for that? Because I have proficiency in it, or wait, I forget how that works.
Proficiency in it
is
just gives you an extra bonus.
Oh,
It gives
yeah,
you
that's right.
proficiency
yeah, it
bonus
gives
to
you
the-
the +2 or whatever your proficiency is to whatever you rolled.
So Firedale,
In
the one
addition
who
to
said he was
bonus.
checking everyone, gets a 21. And so on everyone except for Lilia, he finds just a little something on your hand or finger where you were bleeding just minorly.
I'll pull it out and put everybody's hands together to show, and I'll point out and say it's there.
Yes, that is very possibly the cause of the curse, but I'm not entirely sure what we can do about it right now, except bandage it, which
Well, it's not bleeding now.
Yeah, there'd be no point in bandaging it at the moment. It was like a small pinprick or a cut.
right.
Good observation.
As big as a paper cut.
The woman marked us, but Lilia didn't get marked because she didn't shake hands.
Right.
I'll pat Lily on the head. Good girl.
Lilia did not shake hands with the woman outside, whose name you still did not get because you never asked.
I think we did ask. We just never got it.
Yeah, we asked and the answer got danced around. It was asked.
Did you ask it of who did you ask?
I asked the woman.
Oh, okay. If you asked her, then she would have told you. Her name is Alenka. Alenka.
Commander Zelenka.
Okay. I mean, what is there anything else that we wanted
I'll
to do
look at
before we
Aurora
did
and
our
say,
long
"Can
rest?
you heal curses too?"
Actually, have to check that. I don't think I can.
One moment while I confer with my god.
Yes, please. I
Please
must
hold.
investigate.
I'm fairly certain that's a higher level spell than we have access to.
I think
Please
it is.
hold
Yeah.
for the
And
next
I don't think I can do
available
anything
operator.
like that as a cleric,
'Cause I
correct?
want to say that's greater restoration or similar.
I think you're right on that.
There is a remove curse spell, but I don't think you have.
Yes. I
don't
don't
think anyone
recognize
does.
having it yet. Yes.
And I don't think I can do anything as a cleric druid right now, correct?
Correct. I don't believe you have anything that would help at this moment.
Yeah, it's 3rd level. It'll be a while.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, we can't access any of that right now.
Crap!
But I figured I would ask in character to give him a chance to say no.
I think I'm changing my spells during the long rest.
That's fine.
I just noticed a spell I should take. At least one of.
You guys should all be able to control your character now.
What does Leon
Those are
have?
giant beds in comparison to your characters.
I can't. No, wait. Would help if I. Yep, I can. I'll sit at the
Lay on
table.
Hands is it's a combination cure wounds, lesser restoration, typically, depending on what you use it for.
Disease or poison. Okay. I just remembered that it said or something else, and I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, it's an equivalent to lesser restoration, not greater. That'd be too powerful.
So disease or poison wouldn't do anything, correct? Or detect disease or poison.
Yeah,
we think it's a curse.
With my Arcana check, I determined that it was
It's a
a magical
effect.
Magical effect in nature, not a poison effect.
Correct.
Because I did just notice, as a spell that I have available, I can detect magic.
Yeah.
I just don't have it ready.
Yep, that's usually a good one to have.
That would have been helpful earlier.
Yeah, I went healing, and didn't. Yeah.
So I'm not sure if detect magic would work for this. Detect magic is usually used to, see. I guess it could give you a slight aura. To tell you.
It would be muddied by everything magical on our persons.
Exactly. Like everything magical would light up like a Christmas tree for you. So if anyone has a magic item on it, you'd see it glow in your pocket.
But could I literally detect magic, or could I detect magic and look at their hands?
Detect magic basically reveals a magical item and its school of magic. That's literally it.
Right.
Okay.
Or a magical effect.
So if there is a room full of artifacts, you could use it to say, oh, that one over there is actually magical. That's probably a good one to get.
Okay.
And you can detect the auras of magic, like if somebody's invisible, or if somebody is under the effects of a strength spell or stuff. You could.
Would Oreo know anything from books about it, or Curio? Aurora, you mean? Not Oreo?
And I'm guessing for further levels, I'm noticing a level 3, dispel magic wouldn't do anything as well either, correct?
If it's a magical effect, it could. But level 3 spells are a long way off.
Yeah, I know, I'm just looking. Ooh, mass healing word. I'm looking at my spells.
Yeah, the fact that I was in a monastery is why I'm giving myself the thought of being able to roll histories and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, divine intervention is calling on your deity.
For divine intervention, you have to roll percentile dice and you have to roll below your level. So it's very hard to do, and it's usually for big things. Like, I need my deity to cause a rock slide. Like, big things. Or I need them to smite this big boss, or, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what are we doing?
So you're all sleeping now?
This is me, player,
Yes.
asking what should we do? Nothing's happening.
Out of character here, because we're all sleeping. Point of order.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in leather armor, which means I can sleep in my armor.
Yeah.
The rest of you, are you intending to sleep in your armor, or are you going to take off your armor to have a better sleep?
I'm fairly certain I'm in leather, aren't I?
The paladin generally would have.
I'm not too worried about that. I would assume that when you go to sleep, you're going to get comfortable however you want.
Okay.
Yeah,
it
I'm
matters if we're
He's
ambushed
not
in the middle of the
planning to
night.
attack us in the end, so it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's when it's important.
In a guild hall full of adventurers, I don't think you'd be too worried about getting attacked.
Okay.
Midnight stroll. Yeah, if any of you want to do a midnight stroll, you can do that.
Yeah, I'm actually going to attempt to do my long rest. Try to sleep the full 8 hours that I need for that.
You guys have like expended everything you can. Abby, stay off.
Yeah.
Pika needs a 4-hour meditation.
Yeah.
Because she's an elf.
I think what I'm gonna do is try and figure out how to prepare spells.
Said. Meow.
You just switch out your prepared spells for the day.
How do I add a new one though? Is my question.
You would
you
unselect
manage
one of the
spells.
ones that you've got. Yeah.
And then I guess type it.
You have to go into the editor and.
Yeah, manage spells. Remove the ones you're not going to be keeping for the day, and add the ones that you're adding in.
Correct. All right, and there's no level up this time.
Yep.
Although after a mimic fight, probably not.
Do I get to press the long rest button, or are we interrupted?
Yes, you all can do your long rest.
Beautiful.
Which would be right at the top of your sheet.
Yep.
And you gotta click, take a long rest, and then confirm it, apparently.
Yep.
Yes. You have to do that for short rest as well.
Sleeping.
Well, and also because doing the rest, like if we're interrupted, we may not get our rest.
Yeah.
Where do you click to take the long rest?
The very top above your walking speed.
There it is.
And the inspiration.
Okay. Well, I have all my spell slots back.
Hooray.
So
I have my charge of my sending stone back. While this long resting was happening, I would have been attuning to the gift that I was given from the treant.
Correct.
If not during the long rest, at least during our discussion and eating.
Mm-hmm.
What's your question, Andy?
I was just gonna say I switched out my ice knife for detect magic.
Okay.
Now, since I've attuned to this object, do I get to know what it is now?
Yes. Everyone just went to sleep, right?
Yes.
Well, I prepared my spells and then curled up and went to sleep.
Right. All right. So, Lily, upon waking up, you now are attuned to this item. You were walking around the tavern. Don't need much sleep. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Pika did their 4 hours and then did a midnight stroll.
Right. So, what you were given is a Staff of the Woodlands.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I need to add that.
However, like the treant said, you're not going to be able to access its full power right away.
Right.
Because you're not quite adept with this sort of thing. So
I'll have to learn its abilities over time.
Mm-hmm. So with a Staff of the Woodlands, let me pull it up real quick. So a Staff of the Woodlands, I'll go ahead and read it here, can be wielded as a magic quarterstaff that grants you +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it. While holding it, you have a +2 bonus to spell attack rolls. The staff has 10 charges for the following properties, and it regains 1d6 +4 expended charges daily at dawn, If you expend the last charge, roll a d20. On a 1, the staff loses its properties and becomes a non-magical quarterstaff.
Right.
So the spells you can use
For
with
ease
it,
of use.
You can do Animal Friendship for 1 charge, Awaken for 5 charges, Bark Skin for 2 charges, Locate Animals or Plants for 2 charges, Speak with Animals for 1 charge, Speak with Plants for 3 charges, Wall of Thorns for 6 charges, and you can also use an action to cast Pass Without Trace without using any charges. It also has another...
I was going to say, is my limitation that I can only do the spells within the spell level slots I have available?
So I will let you know your limitations in a second.
Well, it says charges. I'm guessing it has its own amount that it can do.
Yes, but it's how he wants to rule it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So you can also do a tree form. You can use an action to plant one end of the staff in fertile earth and expend 1 charge to transform the staff into a healthy tree. The tree is 60 foot tall and has a 5 foot diameter trunk, and its branches at the top spread out in a 20 foot radius. Looks ordinary, but has a faint aura of transmutation magic. So basically, you can turn it into a tree.
Right.
And then back again.
Okay, so it can turn back into not a tree.
Yeah.
Yes, it can. Yep. I have to speak a command to turn it back and forth.
So you can use it for like instant cover.
Right.
You can't do it like inside or anything. It has to be in fertile earth.
Mm-hmm.
So what your limitations are with it right now. Currently, you have access to 4 charges.
Is that per day or period?
Per day.
Yeah, so I'll mark out everything but 4 charges so that I know that.
Right.
All right.
So until you become more adept with it, for now you only have 4 charges each day. Which what that means for it is you're not going to be able to do Awaken or Wall of Thorns at the moment, but you could do any combination of the other ones.
All right.
And those are some pretty useful spells as well. So
they are very useful spells, but the fact that I'm only down to 4 charges means I definitely don't want to expend all of them because I don't want it to immediately lose the magic by rolling a 1.
Mm-hmm. You gotta be
careful. So use it sparingly.
Gotta leave a charge in reserve if I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that was a very good item for you to get.
Yes.
And all because you want a pacifist route.
Well, and I'm assuming that you're DMing away the requirement that it has to be attuned by a druid?
Correct.
Good.
It was specifically given to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I did notice that it was specifically druid, but I am allowing your character to use it.
I mean, my character is druid, but
mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yes, but it wasn't gifted to you.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't involved in the combat.
Yeah.
You could steal it.
No. I wouldn't steal.
She's not a rogue and she's not evil aligned.
Although apparently the tabaxi isn't above stealing for curiosity.
Yep, if you're curious.
Angel says, someone say steal?
Please don't steal my special item, please. I would like to keep it and be able to use it to help us out. Be great.
Don't worry, I will... There will be points when each of you gets a really nice item.
My request is no touching my journal. If you ever notice me having my journal out, no touching the journal.
Mm-hmm.
I have a secret journal. I guess
this is true. I am safe from Pika because I am Cub.
Cub's good.
I guess we never did the full introduction of my character, by the way.
We did not. You're welcome to do that right now if you'd like.
Just don't take the Callan stick for Moros, that's on.
True.
Alright, so I have equipped and attuned the Staff of the Woodlands. And I've unequipped my quarterstaff because I have a staff equipped.
If you would like to leave me a tip, you can do so.
And I only have 2 hands, so.
https://twitch.streamlabs.com/BananaPopsikul.
All right.
Right. So, did you want to introduce your character more?
Do you guys want an introduction to her a little bit more, or?
And I guess another topic for your characters to discuss is Lilia sticking around with you? Because all she agreed to originally was to help you heal this satyr.
Good point. Also, has Kellen tried to sneak away during the night?
He did not.
Okay.
He was just messing with things because he is an elf as well, so he only needs 4 hours of sleep. So he said,
Cobotbot new to the
he
stream
meditated
like
and
you see?
just
Why don't you
tinkered with
leave a
things.
follow? I would greatly appreciate it.
Even though he really wanted to.
I think with my character's nature of how she is, wanting to heal things and try and fix things, I think I would want to stick around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your character would see that they don't really have a dedicated healer.
Yeah.
And you may have grown to like them over this. You did rush in to help them during a combat.
And there's another her in the party.
Mm-hmm. There's another her.
Yeah, there's another
I'm all for
Tabaxi.
another me.
Just my tail's not as floofy.
I have fluffy tail.
I have swishy tail. Swish. Swish.
Related, but the way that the spells from the staff show up in D&D Beyond is really cool.
Yeah.
Because if I go to my spells list, it actually adds them under it.
Yep, it would.
And it just says Staff of Woodlands and the number of charges next to each spell.
Can you screenshot? I want to see what
cool.
that looks like.
It's neat. Meteor can show my character sheet, and I think y'all can view it too.
I'm pulling it up right now.
I think everybody can view my character sheet.
I don't know how to do that.
Go to my campaign, and you should see every character. And even if it's not yours, you should still be able to click view on their character sheet.
Okay. Yeah, I can.
It won't show all the details like it would for Meteor or the person that owns it, but it might show a lot of them.
It should show the spells, I believe.
There you go. So I have it up on my stream. So like
I see Lilia.
Basic animals, it has 1 charge. Animal friendship, 1 charge. So instead of cast, it just has the number of charges.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, and since I've already marked off everything but 4 charges, you'll see it says 4 out of 10 behind it, so I know I have 4 charges remaining.
And for the ones that have more, that cost more charges than you have
it
available,
says
it's actually dark.
Firedale
it's actually like grayed out.
Right.
Said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it tells me I can't use those. And it has a little number and C for charges in the front of the spell name for me, which is also where I roll it. And for all the ones that have more charges than what I have to spend, they're blacked out entirely.
And you can probably tell why I didn't quite want you to have access to Wall of Thorns yet.
No, I understand. Wall of Thorns is broken. I shouldn't have that yet.
Broken.
That's why I was asking if I only had access to the ones that matched my spell slot level, which would make sense.
Someone's enjoying their tail swish.
Because that would just give me Speak with Animals and Animal Friendship.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah,
but you also gave me Pass Without a Trace and Locate Animals and Plants and Barkskin, which is cool. And Speak with Plants.
Pass Without a Trace will be a good one.
Yeah, like that is amazing.
And that's at will.
Yeah, because I was looking at picking that one up when I got my Bard College if I couldn't get it any other way. So now I don't have to.
All right. So.
Alright, so we're awake. I'm assuming that we're getting breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up some pocket bacon from the tavern.
Lilia.
Yes.
Do you ask them if you can join their party, or do you just follow them? And
I guess would be just follow.
I mean, I would probably, if I pick up on anything, insight-wise regarding Lilia, and the fact that she's kind of still around, I think Saflin would probably extend an invitation.
Would we have to go and add me to the party with May?
Yes, you would need to inform May that you are being added to the party.
That would be Saflin's job.
I mean, you could just follow the around and it wouldn't be official, but
we could still include you in the distribution of everything. But yeah, you just would be official.
Because of how things have been, we would need to add.
Yes.
Because if we get rewards based on the number of members,
yes,
then we had the member officially on there so we get proper rewards.
And
yes.
Adventurers have certain perks. They're kind of there are perks to being an adventurer, like if you kill someone, if you kill someone during a quest, then
self-defense.
You can say this was kind of necessary. This is how it went. Whereas if you're not a member of the guild, you might be.
You're just a murderer.
Yeah, you're just a murderer.
Although I do think it might be kind of beneficial to have somebody who is remembered part of the party versus the rest of you guys not being remembered by anybody in town.
No, absolutely.
We all remember everybody.
And I was glossing over it before, but I had figured that we would have already at least brought that up for discussion, given the fact that Lilia was allowed to stay in the rooms with us without being registered as an adventurer.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I figured we might have already done that.
Well, May already said she recognized me because I'm always here. So I'd already be
an adventurer.
I'm already an adventurer by the way that
she's just not in a party.
Gotcha.
Yeah, by the way Meteor and I set up my character, I was already an adventurer, just already in town, hadn't met you guys yet. And we were going to pull me in after. So yeah, I'm technically already an adventurer. I'm registered.
So technically, even if she doesn't do your party,
so I am an adventurer, but I do think it would be beneficial to have a recognized person in the party, because nobody tends to remember you guys right now. And how often is that going to happen? Like, will May remember us now? Or you guys now? Or is it just from the original to now?
Yeah, and considering that I'm listed as the party leader, me not being remembered
is not necessarily the best thing.
Right.
No, I don't know necessarily that Saflin would be looking to pass on party leadership immediately.
But maybe I could just go up to the desk with you whenever you go.
Yeah. Because Saflin's already kind of sitting there like, oh, okay, they wanted me to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody broached the subject of passing party leadership on, she would immediately take that as, oh, I failed. Which would be bad.
I don't think I'd want that responsibility to begin with either.
Yeah, like Saflin would be like, oh. And probably pull a Callan like, oh. I should probably just go.
Said.
Surprised face. But yeah.
Said.
So I would imagine we would stop in for breakfast, grab some pocket bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
then head down to May to formally add Lilia to the party.
Yeah, and you guys don't have to pay anything for breakfast. Breakfasts are free here.
I guess with lodging.
Yep.
Complimentary breakfast is always nice.
Woo!
Yep.
Stuff my pockets with pocket bacon.
Yes. Bacon.
Always, always, always stash the pocket bacon.
Angel grabs food for later. Ideal happy eats. All right. So
Gives Luna a piece
you
of
guys get
bacon.
your food, and then you go down to add her to the party.
Well, do we have to do the asking first? The interaction of will you join?
Sure.
If that
However you
makes
want to do that.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of while munching on my pocket bacon, kind of look across at Lilia and be like, so, as you can tell, we kind of all just gathered together yesterday. Kind of new to this.
Jerky, but better.
You seem like you know what you're doing.
We are gathered here today to welcome Lilia.
Did your character actually say that? Because he would know
No.
stuff.
Oh gosh.
Be like, are you interested in maybe joining us for our party?
No, I would like that.
I'll look very hopeful.
I
look very happy.
I wouldn't mind.
It looks like we're all friends here, and I think you'll be a really good friend. So, more friends is always great.
It doesn't look like you guys have much in the means of healing. I know you have some spells, but I definitely think it could be helpful.
But more is always good. More healing is always good.
As a heads up, I don't like fighting all that much myself, so I'll try to stick to mostly the healing, if that's okay with you guys.
It's fine by me. I mean, I'm here for performance, and I'm gonna be like, hi, look at me. I am a bright, shiny distraction, and that's kind of what I do. So.
Nihon, what is Aurora doing? You haven't spoken much.
What?
Make sure you're not forgotten in here.
Oh, I'm still here. I'm actually probably writing a letter to my mother, even though I realize now that it probably is not going to make any sense. Because
we might resolve this before it gets mailed.
Right, but it will take a few days, and at least if they pile up, well, it might actually take a few weeks with how far up in the mountains we are.
BananaPopsikul said.
So.
No, Neon is deaf. The tank.
Mm-hmm.
Implied's in my chat. He's like, so Lily is the tank? I'm like, no, I would probably say Nihon's the tank.
I'm kind of the tank.
Nihon's definitely the tank.
Firedale's the muscle.
I'm the bright, shiny ball of charm, and don't hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
The bard.
Yeah.
I'm the ball of fluff.
Yeah, Pika is the stealth.
Yeah, Pika's the stealth, and I guess I'm the heal.
Yep.
Heals for everyone!
And then Callan is the stick.
Yes, Callan is the stick. Borrow stick.
A multitude of rocks that apparently he can magically fling at people.
Is the distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Neon needs to be more.
So, would he be more of a bat than a stick at that point?
No, he's Morrow's stick.
He's a stick that's been turned into a slingshot.
Okay. Fair enough.
He's Morrow's stick specifically.
Alright, so I guess we would go down and get
say hi to May.
Lilia added to the party through May, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See if May has forgotten us overnight.
Yeah, I wonder if it's
You go up to May and you're like, do you remember us? And she looks at you kind of confusedly and says, yeah, of course I do.
Good, okay, so whatever it is, it's not going to keep happening.
She was kind of teasing you with the confused look, like, yeah, I remember you now.
If only I was more snarky and more chaotic.
Yeah, now to clarify, May.
That's when I wake up and go to the table and say, so who are you?
Now, to clarify, May, are you just remembering them from when we came up last night and booked rooms, or do you remember the actual first interaction you had with them?
No, I still don't remember actually signing you guys up. I just remember you coming in yesterday.
Okay. Darn it.
Makes sense. It's probably...
I'm usually really good at remembering things.
It's probably just from everyone we interacted with before we went to that shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something definitely weird's going on.
Yeah, that would be.
I think we would have put our heads together and figured that out last night.
Yeah, definitely.
At that point,
everyone you've met so far.
Yeah.
And I think it definitely has to do with the pinprick stuff with
certainly.
the hand.
Mm-hmm.
So, just not to derail us too much. So, I'm going to turn to May and be like, hey, so I'm the party leader, and as the party leader, we want to add Lilia here to our party.
Oh,
yes,
sure.
I'd like to join their party, please.
Sure, great. That's easy enough. Let me see. Let me just grab your file. She flips through papers like. Who was the person who registered you?
It was you. You forgot, but it was you.
No, for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lilia?
For Lilia.
Meteor?
You just point to one of the ladies over there.
I think it was that lady over there at booth number 3.
Oh, perfect. So she goes over, gets the paperwork from her, brings it back. Is like, okay, oh, perfect. You're a healer. Oh, nice.
Yes.
All right.
I like to say I specialize in healing.
You are now added to the party.
Thank you very much, May.
Of course. Anything I can do to help.
So I guess I look up at Zoflin. So, what are we doing now?
DM, I don't actually remember what the other 2 missions were.
So the other 2 missions...
Something about mining.
Right, there was ore in a mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, a local blacksmith wanted help retrieving ore from the mine. And there were reports from the local market owners of some goblins trying to collect tax from them and protection money.
Okay. So what do we want to do first? Do we want to try to go mine some ore, or do we want to go save a town for some goblins?
This is out of character because I need to ask if that was Meteor's intent. Because in character, we have family members and friends that don't know us. So normally that would be our priority, not these other things that just happen to come up.
Yeah.
So, in character, that would normally be our current motivation. Was it intended for you that we ignore that and focus on the things you gave us?
That is completely up to you guys.
Because we have no...
If you guys want to say, screw these other 2 quests, then fine.
Because we have no leads whatsoever outside of down the hole and through the room.
Well, and I know that we're not equipped to go through the hole right now. We've already put things in motion for a more advanced party to go and try to clear the way.
Yeah, and you guys could try and do some research while you're doing these quests as well.
Or I just didn't know if that was something that had occurred to you, or if it was intended.
Saflin is actively trying to forget that interaction with her mother happened, in the hopes that it will fix itself, or they will find something that makes it go away. She's trying not to think about it right now.
It was all just a dream.
She's trying not to think about it right now, yeah.
Because she is very close with her mother, so the fact that her mother can't remember her anymore.
So I just wanted to ask that, because new DM, and that was something that has come up before in previous campaigns where things weren't considered. So I just had to ask to make sure. Okay, sorry to...
Yeah, if one of your characters was to do an insight check on Saflin right now, you would definitely see that she is trying to hold it together and just pretend it didn't happen.
Deny.
Yeah.
So I think my thought with my character would be, maybe we should pick up something so we can at least pay for lodging for the night.
Right, because lodging was expensive.
Angel's saying?
Moro didn't shake hands with the lady.
Correct.
So did Moro remember San?
The other way around.
Or
everyone
No.
that was with us remembers
No.
everybody. We
Yeah.
didn't forget each other, but the
No, but Morrow
guild
was
lady would probably
outside.
remember more of.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Would
Those
the lady
questions
have
were asked
remembered
earlier.
Morrow?
So, potentially, she might have remembered seeing it, but she wouldn't remember you with it.
And I know Luna's unaffected too.
Would also remember that the treant Newt did
remembered.
The satyr didn't, but the treant did.
Right.
So I figured maybe it's only humanoids that are affected.
Right.
Not like you could forget a dire wolf.
Rar.
They may have just forgotten that the dire wolf was with a person.
Mm-hmm.
Who was your owner again?
And of course, Luna's unaffected as well, right? So.
And it may honestly be, depending. We don't know the nature of this curse. This curse could very well be they don't remember at all that we exist, or they have a vague recollection that we exist, but they don't remember any interactions with us. Like, there are a lot of ways this could go, and we just don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your mom didn't know who you were, so.
I also was not physically in front of my mother, so it was a random disembodied voice calling her mother.
True. But then again...
Yeah, so Angel, to answer your question, would the mama wolf and cubs remember you guys? You could probably infer that since Morrow remembers you, that they might, but you're not sure. For sure. You're not certain. Yeah, you'd have to check.
User said, if they don't
Needy users in my chat. If they don't remember you at all, steal the shinies.
I mean, my initial thought was they don't remember me. Let's put on more performances, and if they suck, they won't remember. But unfortunately, May just blew that out of the water because she remembers us from yesterday. So dang it.
She remembers us from after we put on our little performance before that.
Wouldn't that be convenient?
I know. I was just like, let's just put on all the
after...
performances. They forget that they spent all their money on our performance.
Every
we do
day.
it again. Yeah, right?
Or you can charm someone and the next day they forget.
Right.
Well,
that would have been really convenient.
There is something I would like to point out, though, because I know San said to Morrow, when I whistle, come. I believe the poking from the handshake came after San said, when I whistle, come. So Morrow would obviously remember, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you can tell that
Morrow
that's remembers you.
Point, Pika. My ogre friend doesn't remember us anymore. Oh.
Or he does because it happened before that, since the tree remembered us. Oh, never mind. Nope, you're right. Because what's his face forgot us.
It happened at the magic shop.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, on the upside, your friend that
ogre won't
remember that you did something really, really mean to him no longer remembers that you did something really, really mean to him.
But I did something nice to him too after.
Wait, who is this?
The ogre.
The ogre that I convinced.
That
I charmed and sent him home with flowers to not murder the
why do I have these flowers?
Yeah. Like, I set him on a path to sell flowers instead of murdering treants for parts.
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to do with all these flowers now? Not have him go after the treant
again. So maybe he might go after the treant again now. This is terrible.
There is a satyr who's feeling better, but
this is terrible, you guys.
What are we going to do with all those extra flowers now?
Considering the flowers, since they were poisoned, but
they're still good for poisons.
Well, I was going to say normally things, out of character, just normal real world stuff, things that are good for poisons are usually also good to treat said poisons in old timey text and everything. So
yeah,
so you could use them to make antidotes.
Yeah, to the herbal shop to ask them. We were sent to retrieve these. We found out these are for poison. Is there something we can do with them, or should we just get rid of them?
Right. Are you interested in purchasing some of these flowers because our would-be buyers ran away?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be a good place to try and.
I'm fine with that. I'm still going to hold some back because we have a member of the party now that has a herbalism kit. Maybe they'll learn how to use it later. So I'll hold some back for that.
I have 2 herbalism kits.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And since you're medicinally trained, you could potentially learn how to craft the antidotes later with that kit.
Yes. Sounds like a good idea.
So it sounds like some of us want to go to the medicine shop and some of us want to go to the library to do research, or because Pika, I'm reading Pika.
I think I'd like to go to the apothecary.
Okay.
Yeah, I will also.
With my best friend and my best friend.
Yep, I am also going to the apothecary.
All right.
Because Saplin's not ready to think about this curse right now.
I'm going to hold on to both of them until one of them wins.
San is going to the library, she says.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking in the library after, but I want to go to the apothecary first.
Aurora, where are you wanting to
go?
I'm interested
in
possibly.
I'm
interested in possibly learning how to do an antidote if possible.
Sorry, I got distracted for just a moment. Where were my options again?
Apothecary or library, something else.
Library.
Something else entirely.
Yep.
Okay. And I think Callan would go to the library as well.
Okay.
He likes books.
He has to. Moro insists.
He's the high-end character among all of us, so that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Would an apothecary sell books on different antidotes and how to make them?
They probably have some kind of training primer.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. They had to learn their trade somehow.
I wonder
Teach everybody they can't make money.
I wonder if would I have something like that on me?
I mean, they might be able to sell a basic training guide for low-level stuff for a decent chunk of change.
Mm-hmm.
Is something like that in your list of what you gave to Meteor?
It may not be on his in particular, but it's generally just a tome.
Just a little guidebook.
You could
it's just a little DM.
Potentially check one out from a library.
Yeah, it's depending on if there's one there, yeah.
My problem is I don't know if I'd want to borrow from library or have one for me to just keep.
Right. Yep, that would be up to you.
Because I would want to write in it and study it. And
what might be a good idea is maybe we go to the apothecary and maybe you stop by somewhere and purchase like a blank book and you scribe whatever you find in the library into your book.
True. That would actually probably be better.
You can't find one to purchase. Make yourself a copy.
You make your own, yep.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense. That is a good thought. So I would say go to the apothecary, see what they have. If they don't have anything, grab a book.
If you can't buy it,
grab a blank notebook.
Yep, just go to the general store, grab a blank book.
Maybe the apothecary guy would let me borrow the book on occasion and write down some stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the books that he has.
Potentially for a price, they might be willing to train you on a particular skill.
That's true too.
If not now, maybe later.
If I make friends with him. Yeah.
Build that relationship. Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing?
Apothecary.
So it sounds like we're splitting. So you, I, and Lilia are going to the apothecary. The rest of the group is heading to the library. We'll meet them at the library after. That way they can get a head start.
Yep.
So we'll all meet at the library after.
Yep. Sweesh, sweesh, sweesh. Sorry, I'm watching my tail.
I don't know if it's on
am too.
Meteor's list specifically, but I do have in my list overall books that I could help him price, calligrapher set that I could help him price if needed, paper, parchment.
Cobitbot, if you would like to leave me a tip.
I have all of that on my list that I was working on.
Like a leather-bound book? Like a blank one, or like tomes?
Well, the only specification that they typically go in with books, other than just books, are like spell books.
Okay, so a book would just be like a leather-bound writing book.
Yeah, wizards have to buy special books to write their spells in.
Yeah, that's why the spell book is specified.
Yep.
Okay.
Because it's magical parchment, essentially, that allows them to transcribe their spells.
Angel, you're gonna try and steal some things as you go?
She said looks for books, not steal.
She said she pockets a few shiny things as we go.
Oh.
Trying to. She doesn't
with
doesn't
an
look
8,
like it worked out.
You try and pick someone's pocket and you just kind of trip into them.
Why don't you leave a follow?
And they're like, "Hey, watch it!" So no loot. All right, we'll do the apothecary or the medicine shop first.
Yeah, I would normally say walking around town with a large dire wolf wouldn't be that forgettable, but
that definitely wouldn't be stealthy either.
Oh no, it's the forgettable bit. We've already been proved wrong. So
yeah.
So hold on, out of character question for a sec. So you said possibly just a book, and you said something about a calligraphy set, Lily?
Yes.
What else would I need for possibly scribing out things? That's it? A book and a calligraphy set?
That would really be it, because your calligraphy set would be
something to write on.
Yeah, that would take care of it for you. That would be give you your quill, your pots of ink.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just have to hope that your backpack doesn't end up, a deep dark black inside.
Because that way you're not buying like bottles of ink separately and everything necessarily. If you need to buy them separately, you can.
Apparently, Pika stole a quill.
You stole a quill, if that helps.
Yep.
She stole a quill from the library.
Back at see, that shows you how good it was. Even the DM didn't see it. I saw it. It was at the guild desk.
Right, and if a book is too pricey right now, you could always buy just separate papers or parchment and bind them together yourself.
Or write them into the book later.
Yes.
Now, just general information for you, Banana, since you're not used to D&D. A lot of the stuff that you're discussing about in the book is covered under your knowledge and your history of things. So that's all in the medicine skill check.
It's character knowledge that you would have. Like, what I would actually recommend you do, if you don't want to purchase a full book, just because books are a little pricey for written books, unless Meteor is homebrewing or house ruling a cheaper notebook cost, buy paper and buy a map or a scroll case and improvise a book.
You can write on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So just like parchment.
Because you can get a one gold piece case that holds 10 papers or 5 parchments, and you could just buy papers and parchments for relatively cheap for silver.
Yeah. And how much would a physical book?
Buying a notebook of some sort would not be that expensive. It'd be pretty
cheap. Okay.
Yeah, because
normally your quills are like 2 copper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's the good paper that costs.
Because I don't think she'd need parchment. Parchment would be more for spells.
Right.
She'd just need basic paper, and that's
parchment is for your spells, your contracts, or if you want like a formal map.
Thank you, Angel.
I think with me, with my character background, I think having a physical book to write stuff in would be kind of a thing that I would lean more towards than just sheets of paper. Because of the journal book that I carry with me that's sentimental.
Right.
So writing things down in my mind is in a physical book more important.
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys have no idea about my journal right now.
Okay, so apothecary and then bookshop if there is one nearby.
If he doesn't have a book that would help me, that I could pay for.
Right, so you go into the apothecary, the three of you. You guys all split up. Who was it? Aurora,
Let's
Talon,
split up,
and
gang.
Don all go to the library. Lilia,
Here's a
Curio,
question.
and Staflin go to the apothecary. It's basically the same medicine shop that you were in before.
Here's a question.
I did a perception check.
Will he remember them?
Well, I'm hoping to look around the shop.
Yesterday.
Yeah, we were there after.
Yeah, we went there after.
That was after the handshake.
Was it?
Yes.
Then how? I didn't think Pika went in for the handshake.
So
that was before the handshake.
You guys went in for a second, and then
we
went
picked
back
up the
out
healing things before the handshake. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because we grabbed you there. That's right.
You got the healing things before you
guys went to the shop.
basement. Yep.
At the same time, it's kind of irrelevant if they remember us right now.
Right. Yeah, also true.
They'll remember me, but they won't remember you guys with the whole medicine
relevant.
And everything yesterday.
It doesn't matter.
All right, so you guys make your way back to... What was the perception roll for?
The perception roll was so I could look around and see if I immediately saw any tomes on display or primers.
Not in one of the outside markets, you wouldn't.
Well, no, I was saying when we entered
inside the apothecary.
Just immediate, just look around, glance while walking in.
Okay. Probably not in the main area, but you could definitely inquire. You don't see.
They might have something behind the desk, right?
There's nothing in the window, essentially.
Yeah, right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because the things he would be displaying is probably more actual medicine. So you go in, and Lilia, I assume you go up to him, since he would likely remember you. And he actually sees you coming. He's like, "Hey, my favorite customer! You're back already.
Yes,
here to buy more."
He's Italian.
Possibly, sir. So I guess I'd be asking if he had any basic books on potion making.
Potion or antidote making, yeah.
On antidote making.
And I'll nudge Lilia with my elbow and then point at the flower in Safflin's hair and say, "Don't forget to ask about those."
No, yes, thank you, Curio.
So you're after a book on antidotes, you say? Antidotes and potions?
Yes. Because we noticed that this flower, pointing to Safflin's hair, has poison properties. I was wondering if I could maybe learn a thing or two about maybe making antidotes with it.
Oh, I see. Hang on. Let me go in the back. I'll be right back.
Okay, thank you.
He goes in the back for a minute, and then...
and yes, he does speak He does sound Italian.
When he comes back out, he is holding this, ratty old book. And he's like, This was my book. I recently replaced it, and I don't really need this one anymore. I could just give this one to you, if you're interested. It's not in the best of shape, but...
Oh, if you're willing to do that, I would absolutely appreciate it.
Yeah, for a repeat customer like you, as long as you keep coming back.
Oh, I definitely will be.
All right, yeah. Here you go.
Yeah.
And did your new friends need anything as well?
Yes, I'm going to chime in.
Okay.
Because I know that Curio poked Lilia about selling flowers, but I was kind of hoping to bring that up just because I'm persuasive and I wanted to
You definitely didn't mention it.
I believe my friend here has some questions she wants to ask you, sir.
Yeah, I was going to again point at the flower in my horns and be like, so we managed to come across a good quantity of these, and we were wondering if perhaps there was a way that you could, if you were interested in them, if we could maybe sell them to you.
Oh, of course I could buy some. My accent's all over the place. How many is a good quantity?
Let's see. We gave them 25, which means I have 75 left. I'm holding back some for Nene to practice with.
Yeah, so after giving, I believe you gave 25 to the
people who ran off, correct. Mm-hmm. I wrote it down, and we had picked 100.
So there should be 75.
75 left.
Right, and I'm going to hold back probably about 15 for Nene to practice with.
So that would be 60?
Yeah.
Okay, so for 60...
Oh, and I'm holding back 1 for the flower pressing. But we'll assume that's one of the ones, like...
I mean, you could use the one in your hair.
Yeah, we'll just assume for simplicity that's the one in my horn. So.
All right, for 60, he would probably give you 4 gold for them.
Is that what they're worth?
They'd probably be worth like a silver or 2 each. So with so it'd be like 1 gold per 10.
That's honestly a fair price. Probably.
I was just asking because of that. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that honestly. I guess would it be a nature or an investigation check to kind of make sure that we have the character knowledge that that's a good price, or would that just be kind of known from our previous?
I think your characters would trust him, seeing as how he just gave you this other book. He doesn't seem like the type.
Yeah, he just did us a favor.
Yeah.
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 You would be fairly trusting of him after he just gave her this book for nothing.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and I'm fine with that pricing. That's fine. So I'll hand over the flowers.
I don't have a specific name.
101 ways to use her.
It's just your basic
herbalism book.
Yeah.
Just add it as a custom item.
It's not necessarily like a general herbalism book. It's more geared towards antidote making.
It's his personal antidote journal.
Mavis can teach his antidotes.
This probably has like some of his own notes in it too. So this is going to be really good for your character.
Okay,
if they're trying to.
How do I add?
If you go to your inventory
custom,
and you look,
add it in your notes.
Yeah, you can add it as an other possession, which is what I've been doing. You could just write in whatever you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like literally in other possessions.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's where I have my bag of assorted rocks from my tourist visit.
Mm-hmm.
With a merchant who now also does not remember who I am.
Yep.
Does not recall selling me shiny rocks.
I gave her shiny rocks too.
Yeah, you did.
She doesn't remember.
She doesn't remember. She's like, where'd this one come from? And tosses it aside.
Out of curiosity, as an out-of-person question, what's the merchant's name from Antidote Shop?
Oh, that's a good question.
Nene would know. She's a regular here, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Nene can name it in that case. Meteor doesn't have anything ready.
Clint. Is that what I named him before, Angel? Clint?
Was he given a name?
Nope. Oh, okay.
He was not named before.
His name is...
Carrie. Name him Carrie.
Gary?
Oh, please no.
Gary?
My mind is saying Arthur for some reason. I don't know why.
I mean, I'm fine with Arthur.
Arthur Carey.
Name him Rowan.
Sure, let's go with Rowan.
I liked Arthur Carey easier. Sounds
Name
like
him for a
something a kid
magical
would name the
tree. This seems
apothecary
appropriate.
shop.
Yeah.
The funny thing, the character in my last D&D game who acted all princessy, her name was Rowan.
Oh.
Well, Rowan or Rowan? Like an A or an E?
I believe it was an A. But yeah.
Well,
His would be an A.
it's a type of magical tree. Tree with magic properties.
So it's ROWAN.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arthur Carey's apothecary. Oh, come on.
So I kind of want to ask Rowan if he happens to know in this book, is there anything to do antidote-wise with the dream lilies that he could point out?
He points you to a couple pages about poison antidotes. It's like, you could probably look at this section here, and that'll tell you what you need to know.
Thank you very much, Rowan.
The book isn't going to say specific ones. It's going to teach you how to make antidotes for anything.
Okay.
Basic things. It's not going to say for a dream lily you need to do this, 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 and this. It's going to say for creating an antidote, these are the types of things you need to know. These are the types of things you need to do.
You have to hold your tongue to the left, stir the pot 3 times, then add the not before, after.
So I'm guessing based on what Lily just posted in there, I have to read that.
I mean, you could. It basically just is the description of a dream lily, which is what we figured out from our nature check previously. Which this is actually the liquid form rather than the flower. So this is the actual poison.
That's the extract.
Mm-hmm.
This is the poison you would be creating an antidote for, essentially. This is the poison it's used in.
Okay.
So once it's refined and made into a poison, it would cost 1 gold.
Okay.
And the antidote costs 2.
Yeah.
I guess if I got proficient at it, I could always make antidotes and see if he would buy them too, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
If you got really proficient at it, you could
if they're good enough, he'd probably buy them.
The antidote to the antidote.
All right. So is there anything else you guys are wanting to peruse here or talk to him about?
To the library.
I've got my book, and that's all I was really wondering about.
All right,
Get the other people in here.
You got your book, you sold the flowers, and still kept some behind for her to practice with.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, get the other people in here. 30 minutes.
Yep, library.
All right, so library.
Well, I want to say thank you to Rowan and then tell him we're leaving to see him again soon.
Yeah.
We want to be nice.
Yeah, you
I mean,
courteously and
yeah.
For speed's sake, we assume we do all the social niceties.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't just leave.
I don't shake hands.
So now we are switching over to Aurora, Sun, and Callan at the library. So what... You guys go to the local library. It's not that hard to find. It's one of the bigger buildings. And it's near the guild hall, so you don't have to travel
back
too
in
far.
time because this is what y'all would have been doing while we were going to the other place.
Correct. So you go into the library. What are you trying to research? What is it you're looking for in the library?
That's a good question. I didn't think about that.
Look for books on curses and blood magic.
Yes.
Book of Thieves, 1001 Ways to Nab a Coin. Heads up meter, you'd still like to pick.
I would say books on curses and blood magic would be a good start.
Banana, we'll say on your way to the library after that, you find a stall that's selling some notebooks and such.
Okay.
For 2 silver.
Notebook for 2 silver, and then so in total, how much do I spend out of curiosity?
For that stuff, just 2 silver.
So book and quill, 2 silver. Okay.
2002.
Yep.
Okay.
Said. Exactly.
They're just standard things. So you're looking for books on curses and blood magic. Okay. So you do find a book on curses. You don't really find too much on blood magic. Well, actually, roll. I guess I should have you roll investigation. See what
Sure.
you find.
Passive investigation or active?
Active. All right. So I'll have Kellen roll as well. What's his investigation?
How do I add a quill to inventory?
It's listed as ink pen.
All right, so he gets a 12.
You said what, ink?
Ink pen.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you sorry. You find a book on curses. And you all are kind of crowded around it at the table looking it over. And none of the ones you're seeing in the book really, with a 9, a 10, and a 12, you're not specifically finding anything like this one that like quite matches this. Like you're finding plenty of curses in here, but nothing really to report back to the others.
Said. Banana, on your character
and
sheet itself.
now while you're
you can add and name a custom
all
item.
sitting down reading these obscure books, yeah, you can search for obscure books, and while you're searching, the rest of them arrive, and you all can help look now.
Firedale 2002.
So we'll roll.
Said. You can
14,
also
very
manually
nice.
edit your other poses science.
Ha! Callan rolls a nat
Callan
20.
should be good at this. Nice.
Callan rolls a nat 20.
Other poses science.
Okay. So Callan finds a book on everything you could possibly want to know about curses, is what the book is called. And
how convenient.
So
everything you wanted to know but were afraid to ask about being cursed.
Right. So while looking through this book, he finds an entry about a group of people who are kind of proficient at curses, curing them, casting them. It's kind of what they're all about. And it lists these people as the Vistani.
We've encountered that name before. Thinks back to the note that we handed over to May.
Yeah, the note mentioned exterminating the Vistani. Good Callan stick.
BananaPopsikul.
So he calls you all over and says, this book here talks about the Vistani. That's what was on that note, right?
2002.
Says they're really good at dealing with curses?
Sounds right.
Maybe we should find them and talk to them. See what they could tell us about this curse.
Does the book mention anything about where we would find them?
Said.
This book does not, because this is more focused on the curses themselves. You could look for a book on Vistani, though.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Okay. Go ahead, roll another investigation. And anyone who wants to can. So 13, 18, Lilia.
Oh, Lilia.
Very good.
Oh, did we all catch up already?
Yes, you are all caught up.
Yeah, we were rolling in the last round because we had join them. They got one roll without us.
Yep.
Okay.
So in the time it took them to search through one book, is basically how long it took you guys to go to the other place.
I didn't find one. I was too busy distracted by a swishy tail.
Yes, and I was kind of distracted by other things, but oh wow.
That one. You were looking at pictures of cats. You found a cat book and were very enthralled by it. Lilia,
an ancient calendar that says just hang in there.
Okay,
Lilia,
so
though,
what do I find out?
The book on the Vistani. So
Ooh.
the Vistani are basically they're like Romanis. Or for lack of a better term, gypsies, even though that it's kind of like a slur, but that's basically what they are. They're like the Romani people.
So they're nomadic.
Yes, they are nomadic. They just kind of travel from place to place in groups, and they specialize. Their entire people specialize in protections against curses and that sort of thing. It's kind of their shtick. If you need to know something about a curse, you want to talk to a Vistani.
So I'm guessing the Vistani are not the bad people. It's the people who are trying to kill the Vistani that are the bad people.
We said that they wanted to kill the Vistani, so I would say that's correct.
Yes.
And with the 18, you do find a picture of Vistani in the book, and they are dressed similarly to Alenka, to how she was dressed.
She's wanting to kill her own type of people?
I mean, I could see that. Typically, if you have a race of people who focus on curses and curse breaking, there might be some that would be more interested in placing curses than curse breaking.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that.
And so if she was the one that cursed you, then that could explain
You're a cool cat.
How she knew how to do it if she was part of that tribe.
That would make sense. I'm wondering if this is a book we should maybe look into loaning out.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
I mean, I think at this point, we're not so much worried about reading more about the Vistani as much as finding where they are.
Mm-hmm. Since
so unless this book gives us that,
you would need to find someone who
is there something I can roll? Well, I guess I was going to say, is there something I could roll that maybe describes out their nomadic patterns of where they
knowledge of trade routes?
So the book, looking through the book, it would tell you that they tend to be around larger cities. They tend to set up camp near bigger populations.
And Pika wants to look around. Son wants to look around just to see if anyone is watching, and rolled an 18 perception.
No one's paying you any mind at the moment.
Okay.
The library is fairly empty. It's a library. It's not the shopping place.
Maybe then you said there was a book on curses and what?
Callan found a book on everything you could want to know about curses. And then you have the book on the Vistani.
Maybe should we be looking through the one that Callan has? Or looking for somebody.
If all he found was that the Vistani are really good about dealing with curses,
maybe we should be looking for the Vistani.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think that's kind of why we went on that branch.
Son wants to go find a map because she's reasoned that they would probably be around the next big city. So knowing where the next big city would be helpful.
Well, and we can ask around this town as well.
Do you think?
Because if they have a common travel route, and if this town is somehow part of it, they may have come through.
Do you
and
think?
They may know where they're going.
Do you think maybe asking somebody like Rowan would help, or May? If they,
I don't know if Rowan in particular would be a good person to ask. May might. Just any. I think maybe I'd want to ask somebody that's more likely to deal with people coming in, which would be any tavern owner.
I mean, he's a potion shop, though. But, yeah.
They may brew their own potions. They may not need him.
True.
So this is the map you found.
So where are we?
So
We're
guys are in Rockport.
Right. Yeah, because that's where I told my mom I was heading.
Okay.
I believe I pinned it in Discord a while back. Let me see.
Rockport?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you look at the D&D group Discord, it is pinned there for you.
Okay.
You can take a closer look at it there. So right in the center there at that mountain range, that's kind of surrounding the lake with the island in it.
I would greatly appreciate
right
it.
on the right side, that is where Rockfort is, and that is where you guys are currently. Yes.
Okay, so what would be the easier place to go to?
So,
well, I guess probably finding out if there's any near us would be the easiest first, right?
Yeah, I would ask if there's a known travel route, if they come through this town and go anywhere else. And then go from there just to make sure. Because Celestis might be a nearby place, like Pika's saying, but if they're not there during this time of year, it may not do much help.
Not to mention there's a mountain range that we'd have to...
Right, we'd have to travel through a mountain range.
And rivers
yeah,
to cross.
So, while looking at the map, you see there are 3 main cities marked on it. There are other smaller cities strewn throughout, but right here is a city called Celestis. Up here is the city of Buckton. And over here is the city of Donnelly. So Celestis is looks to be like an elven city. Buckton is like a human city. And oops, I was actually moving that around on there. My bad. And then Donnelly was sorry, you're looking for pictures of the Vistani more on distinct looks.
You said that they dressed like the shop girl, like Alanka, I think is how you said her name. Alanka. They dressed like her, so they would all
like flowy outfits. Think of your typical like stereotypical Romani. They kind of have like flowy outfits and look fairly humanoid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Long hair. I can try and get a better picture for you.
I mean, I have some, like, the actual D&D picture of Vistani up on my screen.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm going after, is that one.
They look like the stereotypical of what you would say the old word as Meteor mentioned, kind of a slur, but the stereotypical gypsy as you would see depicted in old imagery.
Right.
How bad would it be if I ripped the paper with the picture out of the book?
Sure.
In the library?
Yeah.
Totally up to you. Do it.
Can one of us attempt to draw it first? I believe that's technically a performance check.
That wasn't me saying I'd actually do it. That was just a random ass question.
Who did you ask this to?
Just in general, would it be bad if I ripped it out of the book to take it with us?
There you go.
I would assume that it's general common knowledge that ripping something out of a book in a library is a bad idea.
If you guys check your journals now, you should see the picture that's in the book.
Ow! That helps.
It does.
So they often occupy these fancy carriage-looking things, colorful outfits, very flowy.
That is curious now.
Similar outfits to Saplin's.
So no rip.
Kind of that performer's trade, very brightly colored.
You rip this page out of the book and you take it with you. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't want to rip it. I want to hurt. Well, fine.
Or copy it, whichever one.
We have the information.
Lily said if somebody could try and draw it first.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Who would be best at drawing?
I figure most forms of artistry tend to be performance checks. Or dexterity, maybe.
And also for your guys' reference, right here is kind of the area where the treant was. Because you left the town and went to the left.
Kika's already rolled to rip the page and put it in their pocket with a sleight of hand.
Perfect. Yeah, you rip it and it comes out beautifully. And you have the ripped page. You could definitely ask Newt. Yeah.
Who is Newt?
We don't try. We can try. I don't know how much treants travel.
Need _a_user said.
Right. Well, they may have. He maybe have seen them pass through.
Maybe he has connections to a root system that may have seen something. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Unless they maybe
see if I read about it in the past.
I was thinking maybe he may have physically seen them come through, because if they brew their own potions, they may have come through looking for dream lilies.
History check. That's pretty good. That's a nat 20.
Nat 20.
Nat 20 on hit. So yeah, you've actually surprisingly read about them before.
Hey. What time is the nearest place we should head towards?
That sort of information you wouldn't, because they're so nomadic. The most you would know is that they tend to be outside of major cities.
Okay.
They don't offer their services for free, so they want to be around people so that they can sell their trade to them.
So I shall share this information.
So you could try and ask around town, ask someone you know, ask someone you don't know, if they have heard of a Vistani camp anywhere. Would asking the local thieves help? You know, thieves camp. That could be a definite way to get some information.
How would you know the thieves, though? How would you know if somebody's a thief?
It's an inside thing.
Oh.
So, as a rogue...
There are organizations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as a rogue, she knows a language called Thieves' Cant. So, it's basically this secret made-up language that only thieves speak. So she could
leave marks.
Yeah, she could leave
point
a mark
them to each
somewhere,
other, etc.
Yeah, she could leave some sort of symbols like on a wall somewhere, and a thief would be able to read that and be like, "This person over here needs information. They're a thief like me."
Alternatively, she could read existing marks to "This is a hideout."
Correct.
And go visit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she would be able to see those marks and follow them.
Right.
Or go to a CD bar.
So I think Pika is gonna go and do that. I think Lillian mentioned she still wanted to pick up a blank book.
He said I picked that up on the way.
Yep, she got.
Okay, so you got
took the money
you did
out.
Collect it. Okay.
I took the money out and put it into my inventory.
Okay.
So yeah, so Newt would be a good one to talk to. You could try talking to the local thieves guild.
I wonder if Newt would be able to detect anything funny.
On you guys?
Well, on them, yeah. Because he's the only one who can remember, right?
Right.
Besides me.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of surprised he wouldn't have said anything, but who knows?
You never asked.
It's just like the spell. You don't have detect magic going 24/7.
Right.
You only do it when you think you need to.
So I think this is a good stopping place. So for next week, you guys can think of where you want to go, who you want to talk to, if you want to do the other 2 quests or not. And yeah.
That just looking at the currency amounts that we have and how expensive it is to stay anywhere.
I have a question.
We need some income.
Typically, how much is it to buy a residence? I'm guessing really expensive.
A lot.
Could we find like some abandoned warehouse and just take it over?
You do know of an abandoned place.
Yeah,
I don't really want
an abandoned building.
I don't really want to squat in a place where there's a bunch of mimics and there's going to be high-level adventurers rolling through to clear it out.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We've also sent people.
Yeah, I'm not talking that abandoned building. I'm wondering if later we should explore and see if there's somewhere where we could.
That's usually something that is much
later
in a campaign. Because usually once you've done a bit of adventuring, you make more money than most normal people see in a lifetime. And then you can work on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually not an immediate thing. You usually are roughing it for a while.
I'm wondering if we should really also...
in nature.
Yeah, we're all very nature-based or survivalists, so we'd all be fine roughing it for a bit.
Yeah.
But if we want to stay at a tavern in a city, we'll want some money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I was gonna say, maybe we should at least try to. I wouldn't say maybe the was it ogre quest? I think maybe the mining quest to at least get more coin might be the easier one to handle.
Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to dealing with the goblin quest, even though it's more combat oriented, which you're not fond of, because saving a town from goblins could get us some goodwill and possible freebies from grateful townsfolk, which would
especially because it's
result in a free place to stay.
It's the merchants that are wanting that done.
Mm-hmm. And both of those quests you pay out 10 gold each.
Because we could then foster relationships with this village that we're saving, and maybe they have information. We don't know. You know?
All right.
Cedia Hotel, Backpackers
So we're
Inn,
going to go ahead and end the stream here. So for those of you watching, I hope y'all enjoyed
The Guardians of Rockfell.
This episode 3. And tune in next time to see what more they can find.
Dun dun dun.
Bye-bye.
Dun dun dun.
You forgot the
Bye-bye.
music, Meteor?
Yeah,
Oh,
forgot
shit,
the music again.
Let's play some music.
Hi, everybody.
Oh. Thank you for the whack meteor.
Whack a meteor.
I don't even hear it.
Meteor. Whack him all the time.
Implied_slight. Said.
Here.
Was a great stream.
Meteor, read your chat. Hey, Meteor.
Alright. Bye, guys.
Bye, stream. See you next Friday.
See ya.
Bye.